Hello viewers, on US in Focus today. 5 Americans who had been imprisoned in Iran have been freed and have landed in Doha, Qatar, before flying to the United States later on Monday. The 5, all of whom had been designated as wrongfully detained, were freed as part of a wider deal that includes the US unfreezing $6 billion in Iranian funds. They are being flown on a Qatari government jet to Doha, which left an airport Tehran on Monday afternoon local time. 2 relatives of the detainees are also on board, along with the Qatari ambassador to Tehran. The release of the Americans brings to an end a years-long nightmare for those who had been detained. 3 of those who were believed to be part of the deal, Imad Shargi, Morad Tabaz, and Siamak Namazi, had all been imprisoned for more than 5 years. Namazi had been detained since 2015. The identities of the other 2 Americans are not publicly known. Siamak Namazi's mother Effie Namazi and Morad Tabaz's wife Vida Tabazi, who were previously unable to leave Iran, were also on the flight from Iran to Doha, sources said. President Joe Biden celebrated the release of the 5 Americans after enduring years of agony, uncertainty, and suffering. Their release represents a significant diplomatic breakthrough after years of complicated indirect negotiations between Washington and Tehran. The United States and Iran do not have formal diplomatic ties. Relations further plummeted under the Trump administration, when the U.S. withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal and pursued a maximum pressure approach to Tehran in the years since. Efforts to constrain Iran's growing nuclear program have been unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Tehran has continued to perpetrate human rights abuses against its own people. Last year's death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini in the custody of Iran's so-called morality police prompted nationwide protests which were brutally suppressed. The U.S. will issue new sanctions against Iran following the release. They will target Tehran's Ministry of Intelligence MOIS and former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, senior administration officials said. Under the agreement between the U.S. and Iran, $6 billion in Iranian funds that had been held in restricted accounts in South Korea was transferred to restricted accounts in banks in Qatar. Iranian and U.S. officials were notified by Qatar on Monday that the transfer had taken place, according to a source briefed on details of the matter. "We are implementing this arrangement through the establishment of what we are calling the humanitarian channel in Qatar, which is designed to protect against money laundering and misuse of the funds," the first senior administration official said. The agreement, which has already prompted criticism from Republicans, also involves the release of 5 Iranians in U.S. custody. Thanks for watching and please subscribe.